Caitlin Clark just did something that no athlete has done since Michael Jordan.
Remember when anything Michael Jordan touched turned into gold and flew off the shelves before fans could even blink? Well, welcome to the Caitlin Clark era, where the game just shifted in a major way. The basketball world is buzzing, and WNBA vets, they're feeling the pressure. And no, it's not because of the summer heat, it's because Caitlin just secured a deal that channels the exact kind of energy MJ brought to the game.
Where he's like Wayne Gretzky, Michael Jordan, probably eventually Caitlin Clark, where it's like individual people make an entire country tune into their sport.
1,000%.
Like hockey was never bigger than when Wayne Gretzky was playing it. And it was ridiculous how much it grew the sport.
Tiger Woods.
Caitlin Clark isn't just selling jerseys, she's shifting the entire culture. Her new partnership with a billion-dollar powerhouse has the sports world in a frenzy, while a few WNBA veterans try to act like they didn't just see the future roll right past them. This isn't your average endorsement deal, it's the biggest moment in basketball branding since a young kid from UNC laced up with the swoosh and changed sneaker history forever. Except now, it's a woman leading the charge. Clark has officially claimed her throne, on the court and at the cash register. And if you stick around, we'll share the legendary words Michael Jordan himself had for her, plus the rare stat only he and Caitlin have ever touched. Let's dive in. Let's break this down for a second.
But she's incredible. Congratulations to her and her family. Yeah. The crazy thing is I'm just seeing her last year when they played LSU, but she's phenomenal.
Wilson, the official ball brand of both the NBA and WNBA, just handed Caitlin Clark something historic, her own signature basketball line. The last time they did that, it was for a guy named Michael Jordan. Yeah, that Michael Jordan. Somewhere Cheryl Swoops is probably gritting her teeth, and for good reason. She's been talking more about Caitlin lately than she ever did about her own legacy, and now Clark's name is sitting right next to MJ's in the branding hall of legends. But these aren't your average playground basketballs. We're talking premium, white and gold, laser-etched collector's pieces, each one highlighting a different chapter in Clark's already iconic story.
Making her the first athlete since Michael Jordan to get their own signature basketball from Wilson. She also becomes the first WNBA player to get her own signature basketball from Wilson.
There's Threes Up, honoring her deep-range dagger shots. The Record Breaker, a tribute to her stat-smashing legacy. And Crowd Maestro, capturing the way she turns every arena into a sold-out concert. Beyonce vibes every single night. And just when you thought it couldn't get crazier, boom, it did. Wilson couldn't even keep Caitlin Clark's signature basketballs on the shelves. We're talking tens of thousands gone in under 40 minutes. That's faster than A'ja Wilson can send out one of her mysterious subtweets. This wasn't just a product launch, it was a full-blown cultural moment. The kind of instant chaos you'd see with a new iPhone release, or a surprise Travis Scott drop. But Clark wasn't done. She came right back with a second wave, this time teaming up with, wait for it, a grocery store. Yup, Caitlin Clark linked with Wnba and triggered another frenzy. When you're selling out merch like sneakers through a supermarket, you're not just trending, you're transforming the game.
But calling all Caitlin Clark fans, 2 new limited edition basketballs are now available at select Wnba stores. The designs are part of the Inspire series that Clark is doing in partnership with Wilson Sporting Goods. The tribute ball pays homage to Clark's time with the Iowa women's basketball team, and the Dreamer Ball is designed to encourage athletes to pursue their dreams. Both are available in sizes 3 and 6 at select Wnba locations.
Wilson's global brand chief Amanda Lamb laid it out clearly. Caitlin Clark isn't just breaking records, she's shaping culture. In other words, she's not just a standout athlete. She's the standout. That's exactly why Wilson is all in, betting on Clark to carry the torch for the future of women's basketball. This isn't some limited time promo, it's a major brand pivot. And Caitlin, she's not just part of the movement, she is the movement, the new face of the game, front and center.
And when you take into stock the fact that outside of Kevin Durant, aging superstar, LeBron James, 40 years old, and Steph Curry, there's not a single NBA player more popular today than Caitlin Clark. That is a problem.
And now, the shockwaves are hitting the league hard. Moves like this don't just shake up marketing, they shift the entire landscape for women in sports. Caitlin Clark isn't just signing deals, she's rewriting the rules on what's possible for female athletes in the endorsement world. And naturally, it's stirring up tension. While Clark keeps landing headline-making partnerships, some of the league's loudest voices are stuck on the bench. Arms folded, no endorsements in sight. But let's cut through the noise and look at the numbers, because stats don't lie. Caitlin's WNBA games are pulling in an average of 1.18 million viewers. That's triple the league's usual audience. She's not just raising the standard, she's launching it into the stratosphere. One rookie, 3 times the viewership, and the wildest part, she's just getting started.
We knew Caitlin Clark was marketable, but she's been put over some pretty big names. In fact, some worldwide, huge, international names. 2 of them being Messi and Ronaldo.
Packed arenas, record-breaking TV numbers, viral highlights dropping every single week. People who didn't even know the WNBA existed last season are now building their schedules around Indiana Fever games. Why? Because Caitlin Clark doesn't just play, she electrifies. Every time she steps on the court, it's a spectacle. She's not just a basketball player, she's a one-woman media frenzy, a walking economic boom for the women's game. She's pulling in fans from every direction. Gen Z worships her. Boomers say she's got shades of Larry Bird, only with a TikTok presence. And even middle America, the casual sports crowd, is suddenly locked in like it's Sunday Night Football. Everyone wants a front row seat to the Caitlin Clark era. Well, everyone except a handful of salty veterans still wondering how this rookie took center stage without even trying.
But for Caitlin Clark, on a worldwide marketability list for athletes, to be ahead of both Messi and Ronaldo is quite impressive. Steph Curry is behind her on the list.
While players like Dijanai Carrington are busy firing off subtweets and throwing shade, Caitlin Clark is out here making power moves, securing legacy-defining partnerships with Wilson, and joining none other than Michael Jordan in a club so elite it now has exactly 2 members. Say what you want, but the numbers don't lie. And this is only the beginning. Don't just take it from us. Take it from the pros. Mike Breen, yes, the iconic voice of the NBA, just put Caitlin's name right alongside the greats. That's not hype. That's basketball history being written in real time.
She's doing rating-wise for the WNBA what Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Steph Curry have been doing for the NBA.
But this isn't just about Caitlin Clark's impact on the court, it's what she's building off of it. Caitlin Clark has evolved from being the most captivating story in basketball to a true marketing powerhouse. According to industry experts, she's now the 4th most marketable athlete in the world. Not just in the WNBA, not just in women's basketball, the world. That places her ahead of entire leagues, international superstars, and yes, even a handful of veterans still sitting on the sidelines throwing shade online. Let that sink in for a second. She's bypassed entire marketing teams and has become the face of the fastest growing movement in women's sports. With Clark leading the charge, the WNBA is officially stepping into the spotlight. Real prime time is finally on the horizon. Get ready for more sponsorships, national TV slots, and a seat at the table for women's basketball that's never been bigger.
The idea of some players being jealous, yes, that probably exists.
Okay.
To me, yeah, jealous, sure. I mean, would you be jealous of somebody that got $28 million a shoe deal or whatever the deal is before you step foot in the pros?
But not everyone is celebrating. While Caitlin Clark is flashing those signature smiles for the cameras and shaking up the basketball world's business side, some of the league's veterans are a little less than thrilled. This isn't just another player with impressive skills. It's a superstar with undeniable leverage. And that's leaving a few locker rooms feeling a bit uneasy. Let's break it down. A rookie steps into the league, shatters 62 records, attracts over 1 million viewers per game, and fills arenas like she's the Taylor Swift of basketball. Sounds like a dream come true for the WNBA, right? Yet, instead of cheering her on, some of the league's more seasoned players are responding with passive-aggressive eye rolls, sharp elbows, and the occasional cryptic Instagram post.
And what a lot of people weren't willing or were a bit reluctant to appreciate was the game on this young white sister of ours. She can ball. And oh, by the way, she was a great ambassador for the game. And by the way, she came in there and looked out for everybody else. For 22 years, they couldn't get chartered flights. That sister got there and it was done in 2 weeks. That's who Caitlin Clark is.
The WNBA has always taken pride in being tough, gritty, and united, a league built on players grinding through adversity to push forward a sport that's often been overlooked. Then Caitlin Clark steps in, flips the script, and suddenly all the cameras, endorsements, and viewership are locked onto her. To some, it seems like she skipped the line, but what they're overlooking is the fact that she earned every bit of it. The tension isn't just about passive-aggressive tweets anymore. It's spilling over onto the court. Some players have gone after Clark with extra intensity, almost as if they're trying to knock her down a peg through sheer force. And make no mistake, it's personal. You don't go chest to chest with a player like Clark unless you've got a chip on your shoulder that's as big as a salary cap.
They try so long to get respect for women's basketball, and then they treat it like a junior high school girl's locker room. Junior high school girl antics on the court. Instead of playing the game, they gotta be drama because they're jealous. Instead of letting their skills speak for themselves, they gotta be drama because they're jealous.
So what's fueling all this bitterness? It's simple. Caitlin Clark has everything many veterans never had. She's got the endorsements, the fame, the spotlight, and most crucially, the cultural momentum. And some of the league's longtime players are left wondering, why wasn't all of this around when we were starting out? It's a fair question, but the reality is, it's not Clark's fault. Even Charles Barkley couldn't stay quiet on the matter. The man known for speaking his mind didn't hold back, calling out the jealousy for what it truly is.
These ladies, and I'm a WNBA fan, they cannot have this Caitlin Clark thing up any worse if they try.
Here's the harsh reality. Caitlin Clark is shining a spotlight on the issues the league has been sweeping under the rug for years. The pay gap, the lack of marketing, the failure to reach fans outside the die-hard crowd. Clark didn't create these problems, but she's certainly bringing them into focus by showing just how much can change when someone actually makes waves. Take this for example. Clark's salary is just $76,500. That's right, $76,000. But last year, she was projected to rake in over $11 million, all from endorsements. That's not just a paycheck, it's a spotlight so powerful it makes the league's pay structure look like a glitch in the system.
So she spoke out against that. She got people paid. She got better travel arrangements. She increased the ratings and the revenue, which obviously the WNBA benefited exponentially because now you got a $200 million deal. All of these things being considered, you damn right. It is appropriate that she got Athlete of the Year. She is special. And she's coming.
And yes, that money is sparking a major shift in the conversation. Suddenly, the idea of a multi-million-dollar WNBA player isn't some far-off dream. It's making headlines. But if this new era is going to benefit everyone, the league has to embrace it, not fight it. Here's the truth, we're at a pivotal moment. Caitlin Clark isn't just a basketball player, she's a movement. She's pushing the league to evolve, to dream bigger, and to pay attention. But if the veterans don't change their mindset from asking why her to thinking what's possible now, they'll be left behind as the game moves forward without them.
Now, what little girl wants to grow up and play in a league where you're targeted like that? How do you sit here and profess and demand that everyone take women's sports seriously when you can't even take it seriously enough to not act like a junior high queen on the court? It's stupid. That's so dumb. It looks like a soap opera.
Just when it seemed like the Caitlin Clark frenzy had reached its peak, one powerful voice emerged to make everything feel incredibly real. A voice we hadn't heard from in this conversation until now. And when this voice spoke, the entire basketball world was turned upside down. Michael Jordan's thoughts on Caitlin Clark? That shifted the entire game.
What if I told you a WNBA rookie was out here doing what no one thought was possible and outshining the great Michael Jordan's legacy? How would you react? Caitlin Clark is the girl flipping the script. Her rookie numbers are ridiculous. Fans, analysts, and even Michael Jordan stans are shook.
Michael Jordan, the undisputed GOAT, the man whose sneakers practically fuel entire economies, just gave Caitlin Clark the ultimate stamp of approval. And this wasn't some offhand praise. He didn't just throw in a casual nod and move on. No, Jordan raved about how incredible it is to see kids dribbling with Clark's signature basketball, just like past generations did with his own. That's not just a compliment, that's a passing of the torch. From the Jumpman to the queen of the three-point shot. And just when you thought MJ's words couldn't carry more weight, he dropped the mic. He said the WNBA owes Clark everything for what she's done for the game. Let that sink in. When Michael Jordan tells a league they need to start recognizing someone's impact, you don't argue, you listen, because no one understands how to revolutionize a sport like the man who turned basketball into a global phenomenon.
You know well enough that in 1984, when Michael Jordan came into the NBA, the ratings in the NBA were not great. Chicago Stadium was, a third full.
This moment is huge because when the greatest figure in men's basketball throws his full support behind a WNBA star, it completely demolishes the outdated notion that women's basketball is just the other league. What Michael Jordan did with that statement wasn't just praise. It was a bridge, connecting the two worlds. He didn't say Caitlin Clark is great for women's basketball. He said she's great for basketball, period. That distinction? Game-changing. But just when you thought the moment couldn't get any bigger, let me hit you with a stat that'll leave you speechless. Caitlin Clark and Michael Jordan are now the only two rookies in NBA or WNBA history to average at least 18 points, 8.5 assists, 5 rebounds, 1 block, and 2 steals per game in the playoffs. Not just impressive, historic. She's not following in Jordan's footsteps. She's walking right alongside him, step for step, stat for stat. With Jordan's endorsement echoing across the basketball universe and the stats to back up her dominance, one thing is undeniable. This isn't just the rise of a new WNBA star. It's the arrival of a transcendent athlete who's reshaping how we view athletes, endorsements, and what's possible for women in sports.
He's getting the lion's share of the attention. The games are now getting all of his games are on TV. And he just was a polarizing figure. And Tiger Woods was like that when he went to the PGA as well. He changed the total economics of golf the same way Michael Jordan changed the financial economics of the NBA.
Caitlin Clark is already changing the game. She's not just the star of her team, she's the driving force behind a marketing revolution. Brands aren't just putting their faith in her, they're completely reworking their strategies to align with her. And unlike many before her, Clark's rise isn't a future promise. It's happening right now. She's not waiting for the spotlight, she's creating her own in real time. What we're witnessing isn't just a hot streak, it's the start of a full-blown movement. As Caitlin Clark continues to light up the scoreboard, sell out arenas, and secure global deals, the real question isn't whether she can keep this up, it's how much higher she'll take this league with her. The truth, we're not just watching the birth of a star, we're witnessing a phenomenon unfolding, and it's picking up momentum by the day. And the best part? Caitlin Clark is just getting started. She's only warming up. Do you agree? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Click the video on the screen, and we'll see you next time.